sexting. But as you think about giving children a digital camera that then has the ability to send back and forth pictures to each other, and you just kind of imagine, oh, hey, what could go wrong, right? And then I think back to when I first got a digital camera. I was a college student, so I was a senior in college, and now I had a flip phone that had a camera, and we could text pictures back and forth. So this is kind of the beginning of texting pictures. And so here I am with all my college friends. And I will, not to like brag on myself, but just to tell you where I was in life. I wanted to be a missionary. I was involved in the Navigators. All of my peers are kind of on that bent. These were guys that wanted to walk with Jesus. You know, we wanted to avoid all those digital danger stuff. Not your average like party hard college guy, okay? But the things that we wanted to text to each other, the first thing that we just thought were hilarious was like a picture of our giant dump that we took that morning, right? And that was the kind of stuff we were sending back and forth. So I use that as an example just to say, what does a 10-year-old think is funny to send back and forth? And especially when they know sex will get them attention. Anything that's sexy. Look at the Super Bowl, right? I think if you look at the Super Bowl halftime show just recently, I'm pretty sure that whoever was planning that just said, this is a little over the line, but everyone's going to talk about it, right? And they were right. Whether they agreed it was moral or not, but see, our children know that. They know that the way you get attention, the way you get the likes, is you go across the line a little bit. You go into some risque behavior. So this is primarily the sending or requesting of pictures. Now there's something on the internet that we call digital courage. In general, when there's a screen between us and that other human being, we tend to say and do things that we wouldn't do face to face. So for example, I just think this is hilarious, that originally when the internet was growing and we thought, hey, we could do comment sections underneath news articles, this will be a tremendous environment of collaboration and question asking and learning. What did it actually turn into? Toxicity, hatred, just totally disgusting stuff. So much so, how many of these news websites have pulled the comment section? And they've just said, we can't even monitor all this stuff. What is that? It's digital courage. It's when I'm not face to face with somebody, I'm more likely to say and do things I would never do if I was standing right in front of them. But when it comes to our children and digital courage and sexting, young teens in particular are very willing to text, hey, send me a nude. And that sounds disturbing to say, but they're in this environment and they've gotten that, if it's a normal thing. And Barna Research did a study, and this was their study, it was called The Porn Phenomenon. And the woman who was presenting this material, I was at a conference, she was a 29-year-old Christian woman who worked full-time for Barna. And she said as a 29-year-old single woman, she'd had multiple Christian men text her for images of herself within the last year. And I'm just like, wow, you know. So imagine then with our middle schoolers and our teenagers, how much more likely they are to fall into this. So I bring up this porn phenomenon study because it said in their research, this was 2016, 62% of teens and young adults said they had received a nude image. 40% of them had sent one. That's a pretty big percentage. That's teens and young adults. Now, typically the scenario was it was a boyfriend or a girlfriend that they were sending these sext messages to. But there's this peer pressure to please. So if you have a young girl and she knows how she can make the cool guy at school happy is to say yes to whatever he requests via text message, there's this peer pressure. The peer pressure we felt in school when you were around the kids, they now have 24/7 with the digital means, plus that gives them some digital courage. And our kids know it's crossing the line that will get the attention. It's crossing the line that can make them cool. Okay, one of the things that this does is it creates a judicial problem. Why? Well, what do municipalities do with kids who are possessing and distributing child pornography? Pictures of children without their clothes on, thankfully, is illegal. It is called child porn. But Barna, in their research, they called this porn 2.0 because children were not the consumers, they were now the producers. They had the cameras, they were sending the material. So you have all across the country, we have these scandals where there was a high school out west where the entire football team had a picture of a girl and they had sent it around. And so now, by letter of the law, all of those young men are child pornographers and they're sex offenders. They should be registered the rest of their lives. So understand how this will create a judicial problem as our children are engaged in distributing some of this stuff. So I had a friend who we were talking about some of these digital dangers, and he had a high school son, and he said, yeah, you know, some girl was sending him pictures. And we didn't talk about did the son request the pictures, right, or just get them randomly, and it could certainly be randomly. But then I said to him, I said, hey, do you realize that's child pornography? If you get caught with that, or if your son gets caught with that, there are significant legal ramifications for being in possession of those sorts of things. But the digital means has made this an open door for children to be sending and distributing some of this stuff. So sexting and sex messages is just one of the dangers that our children may be bombarded with in this digital world that we live in. If you've had experience with a danger like this, definitely put a comment down there. What apps are you or are you not allowing your kids to look? And are there other apps or digital dangers that you want to see talked about on this channel? Definitely let me know. And if you need accountability for your family, check out the affiliate link to Covenant Eyes listed in the description of this video. Use the affiliate link to get your first month free of Covenant Eyes, where you can have accountability on phones, tablets, and computers at home to keep your family protected from digital dangers. Well, this is Jason for Soulfire, and I'll catch you in the next one.